Dungeons & Dragons, a name that resonates beyond borders and cultures. A game that has transformed lives, influenced industries, and stirred imaginations worldwide. From its humble beginnings in the 70s, this fantasy tabletop role-playing game has evolved into a global sensation, influencing the very fabric of the video game genre. It's not just a game, it's a storytelling powerhouse, a problem-solving platform, and a virtual battleground rolled into one. Players from every corner of the globe have been drawn into its vibrant world, creating characters who embark on epic adventures, guided by the all-knowing Dungeon Master. As a market leader, Dungeons & Dragons has not only dominated the role-playing game industry but also inspired a multitude of other games and media. It's a game that transcends language barriers, with its rich lore and complex mechanics translated into multiple languages. But the global impact of Dungeons & Dragons goes beyond mere numbers. It's about the friendships forged in the heat of battle, the stories shared around the gaming table, and the life lessons learned through character progression and strategic gameplay. Indeed, Dungeons & Dragons is more than a game, it's a cultural phenomenon that continues to shape our world. It all began in 1974, sprung from the minds of Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson. These two imaginative souls, fueled by a passion for fantasy and tabletop wargames, decided to create something that would change the gaming world forever. They wanted to add a layer of storytelling to the strategic gameplay, and thus, the idea of Dungeons & Dragons was born. The game was a unique blend of imagination, strategy, and chance. Players would craft their own characters, each with their own strengths, weaknesses, and quirks. These characters would then embark on epic adventures, navigating through intricate storylines in a fantasy setting. But what truly set Dungeons & Dragons apart was the role of the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master, or DM for short, acted as the storyteller and referee. They controlled the world around the characters, describing the scenery, setting the mood, and controlling the non-player characters and events. The DM held the power to create vast, complex worlds filled with mystery, danger, and excitement. In January of 1974, Gygax and Arneson published the first edition of Dungeons & Dragons. It was a revolution in gaming, introducing a new way of play that favored storytelling and character development over simple win conditions. It was a game where the journey mattered more than the destination, and each player's experience was unique. And so Dungeons & Dragons was born, setting the stage for an entirely new form of interactive storytelling. Like any great tale, the story of Dungeons & Dragons is one of evolution and growth. From its humble beginnings in the mid-70s, Dungeons & Dragons has seen a series of transformations, each one building on the last, each one refining the game into the world-famous phenomenon that it is today. These transformations are best seen in the evolution of the game through its various editions, with the fifth and latest edition released in the grand year of 2014. The first edition, published in 1974, was a pioneer, a trailblazer of sorts. It set the stage, introducing the world to a new kind of gaming experience. But it was just the beginning. As the editions rolled out, the game mechanics underwent a series of changes and improvements, all aimed at enhancing the player experience. Battles became more strategic, more dynamic, with rules that allowed for a variety of combat situations. Problem-solving took on a new dimension, with puzzles and riddles that challenged the player's intellect and creativity. Character progression, too, saw a shift. No longer were characters simply statistics on a page. They evolved, grew, developed personalities, histories, strengths, and weaknesses. They became, in essence, extensions of the players themselves. But it wasn't just the mechanics that evolved. The stories, the worlds, the very essence of the game saw a transformation. From simple dungeon crawls to epic tales of heroism and adventure, the game became a platform for storytelling, a stage where players could live out their fantasies, face their fears, and become the heroes they always dreamed of being. The evolution of Dungeons & Dragons was not just about the game, it was about the players, the community, the culture that grew around it. It was about the friendships forged in the heat of battle, the camaraderie shared in the face of adversity, the stories told, and the memories made. With each new edition, Dungeons & Dragons grew, not just in rules and complexity, but in the hearts and minds of its players. And as the game continues to evolve, so too does the legend of Dungeons & Dragons, forever etched in the annals of gaming history. No great journey is without trials and tribulations, and Dungeons & Dragons has had its share. Like any game that pushes boundaries, it's faced its own dragons in the form of controversy. At the intersection of imagination and reality, some critics have raised eyebrows, questioning the game's impact on mental health and societal norms. Accusations of promoting occultism and encouraging antisocial behavior were part of the game's growing pains, creating a storm of contention that the creators had to navigate. But let's not forget, every cloud has a silver lining. And for Dungeons & Dragons, it came in the form of numerous triumphs. Overcoming the hurdles, the game emerged stronger, winning prestigious awards like the Origins Award for Best Role-Playing Rules and the Diana Jones Award for Excellence in Gaming. These accolades were a testament to its innovative gameplay, immersive storytelling, and the community it fostered. And the success didn't stop at the borders of the English-speaking world. The game crossed language barriers, with translations into multiple languages, making it a truly global phenomenon. This universal appeal further cemented its place in the annals of gaming history, proving that a good story transcends geographical and linguistic boundaries. Through highs and lows, Dungeons & Dragons has remained a beacon of creativity and camaraderie. A testament to the power of imagination and the enduring appeal of collective storytelling, proving that even in the face of adversity, the game goes on. Today, Dungeons & Dragons stands as a titan in the realm of role-playing games. This isn't merely a game that's played around tables anymore, but a cultural phenomenon that has permeated the fabric of our society. The game's 5th edition, released in 2014, has been embraced by a diverse and ever-growing player base, creating a resurgence of interest that shows no signs of slowing down. The sales growth of Dungeons & Dragons in recent years is nothing short of impressive, proving that this classic game still holds a special place in the hearts of many. Its influence extends beyond the game table, as it's become a touchstone in popular culture, inspiring movies, TV shows, and even music. The enduring legacy of Dungeons & Dragons is a testament to its timeless appeal. The game continues to evolve, offering new adventures and experiences for players old and new. But at its heart, it remains a game about storytelling, problem-solving, and camaraderie. From a simple idea to a global sensation, Dungeons & Dragons continues to captivate, inspire, and unite us in the shared language of adventure.